So the government structure, as you see on my screen, please draw it. Take a screenshot. Is the Bahamian government structure. We are a dual government structure. We have monarchy, I think that is what it is, and we have republic. So because we have both of them, it is dual. So that is where you see we have a king, and then we have everybody else that falls under the government structure. Um, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
We are republic.
No, mom.
Thank
No,
you.
mom.
Democracy.
Thank you. Oh, when I
Democratic.
said it, why y'all didn't shout at me, Miss Butler? You said that wrong. We are not republic. Talk back to me. I might say something incorrect. So I am trying to test you
I think
on your P's and Q's. So
I think it's a
all right, there you go.
I think it's a democratic monarchy or something like that.
Joseph, press pause. Do not think. I want you to be sure. And if you're not sure, I'm going to say, darling heart, erase that from your memory and then get the right one. So let's go. Be positive. Let's go. Think about it for a while. We have a king and we have governor general and a prime minister. Well, I give you all a big hint on that one. So let's go. What type of government does the Bahamas have? Be positive in your answer.
Pardon?
Be positive in your answer. So monarchy is one because we have a king. What's the other
And
one?
democracy. Monarchy and democracy.
Democracy and monarchy. Awesome. Remember, we just did that last class when we did types of government. So you have republic, monarchy, democrat, and republic. We are not republic. We are not democratic. So we have to be the other two. Monarchy because a king, and then democrat because the people are the ones who say how what goes within our country. All right. So I am talking to give you time to write this structure out, to draw the structure. Take a screenshot of the structure. Good afternoon. Of the structure so that you will be able to remember. So the king, who is the head of our state, who is the head, he is the one who governs, who we had first. So before the Bahamas was actually the Bahamas, it was the king, which was England, though, who were here to govern or to rule over us. And then we end up having the road to independence where those people like Sir Lyndon Pinlin and others say, hey, we can have our own. We are tired of giving our funds to England and then they saying how much must stay to us for us to be able to run our own country. We want to be independent, and that is where we got the road to independence. All right. The king, and so therefore, because the king does not live here in the Bahamas, he has a representative. The representative is the governor general. All right, and we're going to go through what her role is. I just gave you all a hint again. Her role within the Bahamas. All right, so are we ready? Everybody took the structure, draw the structure, took a picture of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Awesome. All right, so the purpose of the structure within the Bahamas for this particular type of government that we have is to, one, ensure that we have a functioning government, to ensure that everything that needs to be done is governed by a group of bodies, to provide an outline as to how things should be run within the country. So that's basically why you have democracy. All right, how things are going to be run, and it is not governed by this person over here, and then there's a conflict and nothing comes up and there's nothing organized. So basically it's for organizational purposes. All right, so who is the king? Let's go. Who is the king? What is the name of the king that we have?
King Charles the third, the second.
Who are you going in there and mix it up?
The third, my bad.
Go, awesomeness. So he is King Charles the third. And who represents him in the Bahamas?
Cynthia
Governor,
Pratt.
Cynthia
That is not
Pratt.
true. Fix it.
the,
Give her
the
her
Governor
title.
General.
Give her her title, please. Give her her
Cynthia
title.
Mother
That is
Pratt.
fake. No, no. Can you
Mother
say
Cynthia.
Mr.? Like how you say Mr. Sir or Madam Miss? No, give her her title for me.
Miss.
Her,
Miss
I know
Cynthia
it's,
Pratt.
Her Excellency
and
Cynthia
it's
Mother
her Excellency. So let's put that in our heads now. Anytime you are addressing the Governor General, Her Excellency. Do you guys listen to the news? I'm putting a plug in for my Zetiness. Guys, listen to the news. Every time you hear the news, there are always nits and bits and pieces that they will implant in your brain that will help you in the final exams. All right? When you address the Governor General, if it's a male, His Excellency. Every time the Prime Minister addresses the Governor General, you will hear him say that. His Excellency or Her Excellency. So that is her title for her name. She is Her Excellency Cynthia Pratt. But we all know her as Her Excellency Cynthia Mother Pratt. We got that Mother Pratt because of when she was running in elections for her constituency. All right. So we have the representative for the King, who is our Governor General, who is now a female. All right. From there, our next person who is in charge will be our legislative system. From the legislative, we have the executive. From the executive, we then have the judiciary. All right. So that is how everything works out. So one, move to the next, and then we have a branch where everything else trickle down into. All right. Any comments, questions, or queries so far? All right, so since there's no questions, let's go into it. Each one of these branches, we are going to be able to, I'm going to explain to you. So the first one is our head of state. Oh, I'm so sorry, pressing the wrong button. So let's go. From the head of state, what we have discovered is King Charles III. Where does King Charles III live?
Buckingham Palace.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. Awesome stuff. He lives in Buckingham Palace. I am so awesome. I am so happy that you are. Some people didn't know that thing. I had a class who did not know that. Awesome stuff. So he lives in Buckingham Palace, which is situated in London, England. Who somebody say West End?
Miss Butler, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What if you only put Great Britain as like where he lives?
That's fine. That would be fine. Now, if they ask you for specific, on multiple choice, I think it would probably be in a multiple choice question. They would also give you options. So you don't have to hurt your head too much on that side. But once you know Buckingham Palace is in London, which is in Great Britain, you straight. All right, good to go. Now, which continent is Buckingham Palace, London, England, Great Britain found?
Europe.
Europe.
Sure?
Yes, ma'am.
You're sure? Somebody doesn't sound like they sure.
Europe.
I think it's a
Awesome.
Europe.
Yes, okay, awesome. It is actually in Europe. You are absolutely correct. Now, this is also going to help you with your world map. Now, notice, like I said the other day, we have one Pacific Ocean. Because this is a map, it's divided to open up so you can see everything. One Pacific Ocean. You see the Atlantic Ocean. The Bahamas is smack dab right in there. This is just a commercial break. I'm coming back to the topic. All right, our 7 continents right in here, divided up into Europe, and then we have Russia, then we have Asia, Australia, Southern America, Antarctica is missing. That is so sad. It's not a good. Why is this not a good map? Different from Antarctica missing. Let me see if you guys know this. It's a grade 7 topic, a question. I'm sidetracking you. Why isn't this a good map? Something.
Because it doesn't like has like how every map's supposed to have like a map legend and
Go ahead.
like map keys and like how the map scale supposed to be on the side and the directions with the northwest and north south and
That's called.
south
Don't tell me no northwest is south. No, no, no. What is that called?
directions like a
The
compass.
compass. The compass.
The compass knows.
There you go. Awesome. So a excellent map should have 5 things. So you have your border, which is your sign around. It has the type. It does not have a so that's one thing. Another thing that was missing. I didn't give you opportunity to say it. I apologize. It's missing a compass, it's missing a scale, and it's missing a legend. Awesome stuff. Okay, we can now go back to where we were talking. So there you go. Buckingham Palace is smack dab right there, almost in the middle of United Kingdom. All right. Very good. All right, so now the functions of the king. The king has several functions, which is very minimal because he is not here and because we are democratic in terms of we run and we have to do. His position here is basically, but we don't go. Yes, so his role is that. So somebody can read this for me, please. Read what his role is as a king for the Bahamas. Does he have a role? Some brave soldier.
He makes the laws for our country.
That's what you see on my screen, baby.
Oh, never.
No, just read what's on the screen.
No, just read what's on the screen. He is the head of the
He
Commonwealth nations.
Yeah, I come back to you. Go ahead, Joseph.
He is the head of the Commonwealth of Nations.
Mm-hmm.
He is also head of other countries like Jamaica, Australia, Barbados, etc. He has no real power and cannot make any laws for our country.
Awesome. So basically, he's just there as a support. He's that support system, basically, for the Bahamas. All right. Now, where it says here that he is the head for those countries like Australia, Barbados. Remember Commonwealth Day that you guys have in school, and you actually present and you display those different Commonwealth countries. He is also the head of those as the head of state. All right, so you have 60 that I'm alive, 56 countries that he would be able to represent. So 56 states, 56 state countries that fall under the Commonwealth of Nations. All right, he has no real power because he's not here. He cannot tell us how to do, what to do, when to do. All right. So he has no real power, basically. He's like, the auntie who comes and visit every once in a while, the uncle who comes and visit every once in a while. He is one of them. If we fall into problems or issues, problems and complications, we can then go to him and ask him for assistance. Good to go? Good to go. Now let's go on to our Governor General. The Governor General, just like him, they really don't have no real power either. All right? She really doesn't have any power whatsoever. So she represents the king, who is our head of state. The Governor General has, she has a few roles as well. But,
Miss Paula, I have a question.
I'm listening.
So, on the BJC, if you put Cynthia Motherbrad, it would be wrong, right?
I want to tell you no, and I want to tell you yes. I would suggest that you put, even if you just put HON, Cynthia Mother Pratt, but it'll be correct if you put Her Excellency Cynthia Mother Pratt. But if you just put Mother Cynthia Pratt, it's fine. I don't think they're gonna mark it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's try as best as possible. She might come to your school and you might have to address her. So let's try practice the correct thing. As we continuously remember to practice the right thing, you'll be on the right way. All right. Just like the king, they have no real power. They are just there as a representative. Whatever the prime minister of the country for that time has to present to the country per se, she would then in turn on his advisement give it to the governor general.
General.
Miss Butler.
Thank you.
Miss Butler.
Hi.
Hi.
Could you go back to the last slide, please?
This one? That one?
Thank you. Yeah, this one.
I move on now, or you got to go.
You could move on.
Okay. Yeah, like the king, he really has no real power. She has no real power. Majority of her role is basically ceremonial. If you take note, when last have you ever heard the governor general come on the news to say that she is doing something for the country or she have been doing this? Nothing. Basically, is everything the government of the day who would then say they are doing this, implementing whatever it is. She is there as a representative to, and her job is just ceremonial. Basically, to go and well, let's not be. I going too fast. Hold on, I have it on the slide. Government House. Where is Government House located? Let me see if you guys know. I missed and put it on the screen faster than Where is Government House located?
Downtown.
Never.
Rawson Square.
Never.
Something.
Some with William.
Parliament.
Fritz. Oh.
There you go. Sorry.
Mount Fitz William.
There you go. Awesomeness. It is in Nassau. Sorry. I apologize. It is in Nassau because Nassau is the capital. It is on Mount Fitzwilliam Hill, which is located on Blue Hill Road, and on the other side is Market Street. All right, but don't put Market Street in there. It is on Blue Hill Road, it is on Mount Fitzwilliam Hill. That's where it is located. It's planted on Mount Fitzwilliam Hill. Now, Blue Hill Road is not spelled B-L-U-E. It is a myth. It is an error that persons would be fighting. It is spelled B-A-I-L-F-O-U, Bellu Hill. All right? Just a point of commercial break. So the government house is located on Mount Fitzwilliam Hill on Blue Hill Road. Good to go? But if you want to be precise and exact, you can say on both sides because it takes up a whole block. All right? Anything over Government House in the back, way in the back there, when we get to Burma Road Riot, that would be considered as over the hill, just for point of information, while I remember to tell you, just in case I forget. All right. What else about Pingham? Is this statue still there?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the name of the
No more.
No, ma'am.
So the
No, mom.
What is the name of the statue?
Christopher Columbus.
Awesome. So my friend who said that it is still there, no sir, it is not. He had some rude person went and destroyed because he had a discrepancy with the statue being placed there and he didn't want it there. So he went with his past self, took a mullet and start vandalizing the statue. That is not his place. He is vandalizing public property. He cannot do that. It is for the government to move the statue put it someplace else or to replace it. You cannot do that to a government building. Government house is considered as a government building. All right,
Excuse me, Miss Butler. I have a question.
go ahead.
Um, like, was Christopher Columbus considered like a good person?
To
Like
an extent,
generally?
I think so. Now, just like everybody else, he had some faults. He what is the word? He lapsed in some of his duties. Um, he was supposed to reprimand his men in doing certain things, and he was not as stiff-necked as he was supposed to be in terms of his duties. And that is where you have this big debate on whether Christopher Columbus should be considered as a hero within the Bahamas. Yeah. So I think to an extent he was, because he did help to put, well, we not to say put on the map, but he did help to introduce or reintroduce, well, introduce the Bahamas to what is considered as the new world, to introduce us to Europe and the world at large. So now that is where we would have persons now coming into our country as tourists. They were one of the first of the tourists that would have come over. Um, they were the ones who would now come and spend their money. And that's how we have now big time tourism, and it's now spread all over. All right. That's another angle. That's just my point of view. All right. You can stick to script. All right. So now let's go to some of her duties. Her duties is not much, but she does have roles, duties that she must follow on the advisement, and let me keep on saying it, on the advisement of the Prime Minister. So, Miss, who was reading for us earlier? Or did she drop off? Where's my friend? All right, somebody read the roles for me. There's only a few.
He signs all bills to make them law.
Mm-hmm.
She ensures that the government is headed by a prime minister. She
Mm-hmm.
appoints or dismisses the ministers on advice of the prime minister.
So if the governor general say she doesn't want, let's say for instance, the person, let's say Glenatana Martin as the Minister of Education, she as the governor general cannot say, let's fire her. It has to be on the advisement of the prime minister. And even him cannot say, okay, I'm just going to fire you. There has to be reason, logic, and he has to have proof proof to say why, and to justification to say why he is going to dismiss any minister or any senator at all. All right. She now, on the advisement of the prime minister, would then hand those different ministers their appointment, which we can find out next time what their appointment is all about, which is called portfolio and their ministry. All right, that is one of her jobs. So you see, ceremonial, she's basically just doing what the prime minister is saying, and she's ensuring that there is a prime minister. Any law that runs through the House of Assembly and the Senate, she then cannot say, I do not want this particular law to be put into place. She has to then just take it, look at it, review it, and sign it, and then pass it on for it to become law. He has no say in it at all. All right. Another set of her duties. Someone read for me, please.
She appoints the senators on the advice of the
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition.
Mm-hmm.
Opposition.
That's it. Opposition.
She entertains all visitors and
Diplomat.
diplomats at
Uh-huh.
diplomats at government house.
Mm-hmm.
She attends all important functions
Mm-hmm.
and
parades.
for parades in our country.
Awesome, fabulous. So let me address this diplomat thing. The Prime Minister of the United States, if he wants to come here to the Bahamas, he has to go. It's courtesy for him to go to the Governor General. She then entertains him, and then he would be then entertained by the Prime Minister. All right, that just is just how it works out. It's just courtesy. When our prime minister go to another country, then if there is a governor general, or if not, then you have the foreign affairs minister who would then step in and assist. Even though the foreign affairs minister will also assist her in informing her that these persons are coming in, all of them fall hand in hand in any event. But however I go, whatever diplomat or whatever foreign visitor who is of some status comes to the Bahamas, they will come to her as courtesy, paying when you hear them make the announcement, this person made a courtesy call on the Governor General. That is what this is talking. All right. The senators, the Prime Minister does not just appoint them on his own. He would also get advisement from the opposition leader to appoint senators to the House, to the Senate. Okay, because they are not just only government officials in terms of the government of the day personnel that is in the Senate. You have both of them that are there. All right, to make a balance, give a balance. And that other one is just straightforward. She goes to different functions. She goes to different schools, etc. Community services stuff. She just do that. Is one is just straight. Now the last one for the Governor General. Someone read for us, please. Oh, time is running up. Let's go. Someone read for me, please.
She can grant a pardon to condemned persons on the advice of the minister in charge.
Mm-hmm. She approves.
She approves the appointments of civil servants on the advice of the minister in charge.
Mm-hmm. Last one. Next one.
She can grant a pardon to condemned persons on the advice of the minister in charge. This is known as the royal prerogative.
Okay, I gave that is in there twice. That is there twice. I apologize. She approves the appointment of the civil servants on the advice of the minister in charge. We're going to talk about who is these civil servants in our next meeting. But like I said, anything on the advice of the prime minister, she then must obey and comply to. And then those condemned, those persons who were in prison and they were pardoned for their sentence, they were excused, she would then give them their letter to say, hey, we apologize, this is your letter, you are no longer a criminal, or you are no longer a member of the Department of Correction. All right. Something I was supposed to ask you already. Civil Service Department of Condemning. Who is the Minister for National Security? Who is the Minister for National Security? Somebody, anybody? Oh my gosh. I haven't heard him for a while, but he was on the news. Listen there. Ha ha ha. Who is the Minister for National Security? If you do not know, Google it real quick. Google it real quick. I give you that permission.
The Honorable Marvin Deans.
Never. Oh. The current.
That's what the thing say.
The current. I know. You Google it, but that's not the current. The current. The now. Underneath the PMP government. And that's a big hint. He is a lawyer.
Wayne Monroe.
Hallelujah. There you go. Please write that down somewhere. The Honorable Wayne Monroe is the current Minister for National Security. All right. So he is in charge of everybody that has to do with national security. Who falls under national security? Which government agency? Oh, police. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Somebody answered me. The police fall under the defense force. Yes, my people's father. Yes, yes, yes. Who else? Who else? Let's go quick.
What?
Yes, yes, yes. Who else? One more.
Immigration.
Emma, there you go. All of them fall under national security. All right. They secure the Bahamas and protect us. All right. So you have the police, the defense force, the custom, under the immigration. All of them fall under national security. Let me give you a big hint as well. When you guys go in that exam room, do not write abbreviations. Spell out every word. Do not write like you texting some of your friends or your friend. We do not know what that means. Please spell out every word. I've noticed in coursework, when somebody was writing something, they put the letter U for you, and then they put, what another thing they'll like to abbreviate? THK, and all of them other little abbreviations. Please, gentle people, spell out the word. You have sufficient time to write out the entire word and not to abbreviate. All right, I appreciate that 500%. That takes us to the end of the structure, at least the beginning structure. That's the king and the governor general, the first two parts of that organization for the Bahamian government. When I see you again on Monday, God's willing, we will do the legislative. If time permits, we'll then do the executive. If time permits, then we'll do the judiciary. All right, but before we go, any questions, comments, or queries on that so far? You would have done who's the king, King Charles III. You would have said where he presides, what roles he would play within the Bahamas. Absolutely none, but be a representative and a sponsor. And we said who would represent him in terms of living here in the Bahamas, which is the Governor General, who is Her Excellency Cynthia Pratt, and she has several roles to play, which is on the majority is on the advisement of the Prime Minister, except the Senate, which in the opposition leader would then put his two plug in there on appointing senators. All right. Where is Government House located again? I forgot. You have to forgive me, I'm getting old. Where is Government House located, guys?
Mount Fitzwilliam.
William Hill. Say it with conviction.
Blue Hill Road.
Blue Hill Road. Awesome stuff. Blillou Hill Road. Awesome stuff. I appreciate you guys did so wonderful. Now let's see if you can do excellent. That was the end of that first part of that structure. Now let's see if you can remember some other stuff. I had something up for you. Did it come out? No, it did not. It did not. All right. The world map. Oh, in my chat, those of you who are just arriving, there is a document that I would have.
So if they ask us where the government house is, we could just say Blue Hill Road, or we have to say the whole thing?
Say Mount Fitzwilliam Hill, and you cannot get it wrong. Absolutely, they cannot mark it wrong. Now, if you say Blue Hill Road, that's gonna deduct points because they don't know what that means. Blue Hill Road is very long.
Miss Butler, you have to put Mount Fitzwilliam on Blue Hill Road, or you could just leave it at Mount Fitzwilliam.
However, how you feel like writing that particular day, you put Mount Fitzwilliam Hill. If you want to be extra, put on Blue Hill Road. But the answer will be Mount Fitzwilliam Hill. All right. Oh, I just pressed that. Sorry. Why did that only go to that one soul? In the chat, let me see if I can put it up. No, I can't. In the chat is a document. Hold on. I sent it to the wrong person. I mean, I sent it to just one person. In the chat is a document that will give you all of the landforms that you would need to remember for the BJC. Well, most of all the landforms that you will need for the BJC. I'm sending it again. Please download that before this session ends. Please download that document before this session ends. Save it to your device. Save it on a flash drive. Email it to yourself. Open it up from time to time. Peruse it. Read over it. Photocopy it in your mind. Keep it there. Because I would love for you to be able to get that world map section 100% without a shadow of a doubt. I am also going to later on tell you how you can also, the word is con yourself into knowing how to answer that map section as well. Normally, whenever you hear foreign names, it is coming out of either Europe or Asia.